Hello everyone, good morning. How is everyone doing? So early morning you showed up. That's very good. On a Saturday you're sacrificing your sleep. Very, very good people you are. You came down to hear me. So I'll be talking about building production AI agents the way it is meant to be. That is the Pythonic way. And I'm going to be doing that a lot. So bear with me. So is everybody around building agents? How many of you have ever built any agents? Okay, quite a lot of hands, quite a lot of hands. So what language are you using to build the agents? Python, right? Obviously, why not? So is it only POCs that you see around and nothing that goes into production? Do you have a feeling of that? Is it only POCs that you're building? Every other day you see some new AI agent coming up to the platforms. Is it? Yeah, I know. So we're going to talk about one such framework called Pydantic-AI. Anybody ever used Pydantic would be knowing, yeah. If you have used Fast API and microservices onto Python, you might be aware of Pydantic. So from the Pydantic team, we have Pydantic-AI, which is very good for building production AI agents. So we'll see what that is. So let's address the elephant in the room. What are actually AI agents? Very different from what we know real agents are. An AI agent is supposed to be a self-running software program which can take up tasks and decisions to run which sequence of tasks one after the other. So that's how we pursue it to be. So in context to that, it is supposed to collect data and use it in a self-determined way and take decisions on its own, run any application. Suppose you want to build a travel itinerary generator, so you would need couple of things for it to decide what is the weather like in the place you want to go, what is the commute like from one place to another, and all of these sets of instructions that you would have to feed it to the system without even you having to run these separate applications of weather, commute, and everything. The AI agent can take the decision and run it out to build an application, end-to-end application for yourself. So has AGI been achieved? Who thinks here that AGI has been achieved? Artificial general intelligence. Anybody here thinks that it has been achieved? I would say yes and no. To some extent, yes, because the way things are going on, we do see a quite lot of automations being happened. No, because for me the benchmark is IRCTC Tatkal tickets. So the day that benchmark is done, AGI will be achieved for me. So I regard it that way. So anybody here wants to so I saw some hands raised when they said that they know about Pydantic. Anybody wants to say what Pydantic is? Come on, you showed up on a Saturday morning, you gotta be active here. Anybody, sir? So you raised your hand, you want to say? Okay, nobody wants school teacher. Okay, I won't be a school teacher. Let me say what Pydantic is. So Pydantic is a data validation and settings management library in Python that is engineered to be so that your database is reliable. Your not just database, I'm sorry, your code base is reliable in nature. When you're building large-scale enterprise applications, the input data that comes in, the output data that goes in, what type of data you're feeding in and going out, that needs to be ensured, and that's where Pydantic comes to help you. It ensures what is the data or type of the data that you're feeding. Is it an integer? Is it a string? If you see this example here, it basically is a employee dictionary here, which says that what is the type of name or what is the type of email, date of birth, and so on and so forth information is. It ensures that whatever the user input type comes in, the same type is maintained in the output as well, so that throughout your code base that reliability is maintained and uniformity is maintained. So this helps you into getting into structured outputs, do good type checks in your program, so that whenever you want to change the type of variable in the further going on to your code base, it doesn't rise a conflict to that. So based on that concept, we have Pydantic-AI. Don't look at Aishwarya Rai. You looked her. so, so there were many problems that Pydantic-AI addressed. So coming first is the model agnostic, which means that they have support for all kinds of LLMs that you have, OpenAI, Claude, and maybe Grok and Cohere, you name it, and they have it. They are still a developing into library, and it is open source, by the way. You can also go ahead and contribute and raise a PR, or if you see any issues, you can even plug that up. So they are still integrating more and more LLMs onto their platform. It is type safe, which is the underlining guideline of when you're using Pydantic. Type check is the main thing that you go for. The type of variables that is coming in, the type of variables that is going out. So it is type safe. And of course, it's Python centric because we love building things on top of Python. So we love that way. Structured responses. How many of you have struggled to, when you prompt out to the LLM saying that this is the format I need, and after even 3-4 iterations, it is still struggling to give you the output, and you're like, you don't understand what I'm saying to you. I have been there, right? I have also been there, I know. So it's very difficult to get that JSON output that we need from the LLM to build into our enterprise applications. So Pydantic is something that helps us. We'll see, we have a demo, we'll see how that can be achieved. And so structured responses can be got there. Dependency injection is something that you can plug up tools and other third party, or within the same ecosystem also, you can plug up different things that you might need for building an application. So as I was quoting you the travel itinerary generator, so you would need a weather API, you would need a commute API. So all of those integrations can be done, which comes under dependency injections. You can stream responses. So all of you by now, you know that LLMs have word by word, next word token prediction that happens. You get one word at a time when the output is streaming out to you. So that's what streamed responses are. And Pydantic LogFire integration is something which is a kind of an observatory tool. So when you're building these LLM applications, you might want to see what is going on under the hood when you do an API call to, say, OpenAI or any other LLM that you do. When your API is triggered, what is the way it is being tracked down, and what is the entire log trace that you want to see can be observed through LogFire. I have a demo for that as well, I'll show you. And graph support is another feature of Pydantic-AI. They have entire map that you want to generate, that this is the flow of entire type checks to entire streamed output, structured responses. Entire workflow, if you want to build, that can be done through that graph support. Okay, so this is a kind of a boilerplate code. If you want to get started with Pydantic, just pip install. It's open source. You can. They also have recently. How many of you heard about the UV library in Python? Which is written in Rust and is more powerful than pip. So UV support is also there. You can also UV add Pydantic-AI. And this is just a hello world program where you can just import the library, you can define your agent, and then then just ask it a question and it is able to answer. No big deal, no brainer, just a hello world program of Pydantic. So let us see the demo. Oops. My screen is not visible. Yeah. I should zoom in. I'm supposing people are not able to see clearly. Any better now? Able to see from the last row? Okay, cool. Although this might be a problematic. Do you mind this resolution? Is fine? Okay, cool. So this is a small demo that I have built, just a customer support agent, just to showcase you the capabilities of Pydantic. You can build on top of it. It's simple as that. These are some of the libraries that you can go on to install, and these are readily available. Pydantic has an excellent documentation page which you can follow and just pick it up from there. So let me walk you through the code, what I'm trying to do here. Okay, yeah. Just that I don't rely on internet. I have some preloaded outputs here to show you. So the very first step, of course, is just you install the library, just import the libraries, and then you go ahead and define your model. So I'm using GPT-4o here, and then it's that simple, again, hello world example where I just tell it to, I define my agent and my model. I pass it a simple system prompt saying that you are a helpful customer support agent, be conscious and friendly. And then I run a response that how can I track my order, and I pass it an ID. So at this point, it does not have context of what my ID is. I'm just randomly asking it to track an ID. So it very diligently says me that please visit our website and navigate to the order tracking section. So it's intelligent enough to say me that we don't have your order number and so you can just go on to ask it. So the next step is we can define another agent which gives us a structured output. So for this, I created some dummy data, just defined some ticket ID and email so that, whenever I reference to this ID, it is able to get me that information out of it, and some product query and some shipping query as well. In your real life scenario, of course, you would have large databases from where you can plug this up. This is just for demonstration purposes. So if I go back here and now that I know my agent is working to give me good answers, I would want it to plug me up with better answer structures. So next step is to define a response model. Anybody who has used Pydantic would know about this, that we define these classes, and also we define the variables that we want as output from the model. In machine learning also, if you have used fast API, I'm sure this is how you would go forward to define it. And here if you see, although the first three of the variables I did not define it what it should be, the third one, sentiment, I have a field and a description where I say that customer sentiment analysis is what I'm looking forward to. So next step is I define my agent 2. Again, I pass in the model, and the result type is this class that I created, which would have these 4 variables onto it, and a system prompt saying that you're, again, kind of a intelligent customer support agent, and you analyze queries and provide structured responses. And I run this query, and I want it in the JSON format. So this is that output that I get from here. You can track your order by visiting our website. Again, it still now I haven't plugged into my database, so it does not have reference to that. And it says that it does not require escalation, and it was able to find out that sentiment that I asked it for. So it says it is neutral in nature, because I'm not complaining so that it will be negative, or I'm not saying, some great reviews about it. I'm just asking about my order. So it's saying it's neutral. So next step is that dependency injection. So at this point, we can give it the reference to our database that we just saw. So we have a order class where we pass in the base class, and it has the order ID, status, and items. It has a customer details where I pass in the customer ID, name, email, and orders. And I define my agent again, and I pass in these classes that I created, customer and the customer and the response model. And I, for safe side, I give it to be a retry of 3 so that, in case these agents are supposed to be self correcting in nature, in the next step we'll see that. So it could be that while fetching your details, your agent could be stuck at a point, so that it can again retry and try to get the answer. It's a safe to put it a retry of 3. You can maybe experiment and see which one works for you. So again, I pass in a system prompt saying that you're an agent, you're supposed to give me so and so details, and then I can go ahead and run this and see what the output is. So this is how I also define the customer details to get it the customer has shipped so and so items. So this is something that I on the go created. You can maybe plug it up to your databases when you have these data present. And I want the details to be printed in this format. So below here, if you see, I got the response that, hello John, you ordered blue jeans and t-shirt, and if you have any further details to do, let me know. Sentiment is neutral, and customer details is John Doe, and that details that I had previously defined there, and it is able to get me these responses. Since this was a small data, it did not go into any errors or did not have to retry, but in general, when you are running through your large databases, you might run into errors. So retry mechanism is a good backup for I per se. So next step is you can use this agent with tools. So again, I just defined some shipping info on the go. I just defined shipping info details, and then I want to get these details out of the system. And again, I would use the same response model and customer model, and let's see what it does. It's this time. So it says that, yeah, again, your last order, which includes blue jeans and t-shirt, has already been shipped on so and so date. So it is able to understand that I'm talking about that same order that I had previously asked for, and give me that details that it was shipped on so and so date. And on the go, it says that other details, that this is the response detail, which includes blue jeans and t-shirt. And if you need more assistance, feel free to ask. So it's a very customer friendly bot that understands my sentiments. It understands on the go what it needs to fetch. And next step is the reflection and self correction. So again, it could be that this is where the retry can be helpful for us. Say when your agent is going on to some off topics, or it is not able to understand the context you're talking about. So this is a fallback mechanism that you plug it up to understand that this is how the route you come back to when you're not getting up to an end answer. And here again, all the same steps, the customer details and agent is plugged up, and shipping status is fed, and I give it some fallback that, if you do not get the shipping status, you go for a retry and say that the order ID was not found, and you try to self correct it. And then lastly, again, I ask what was the status of my last order. So let's see what it says. So it is able to get that last order was shipped and so date. So here, of course, I made it quite obvious that my order was shipped on so and so date. But in case you plug it up to say that so and so order was not fetched or not found in your system, then some fallback mechanism is good to have. So this was all on the demo part. And next we can, okay, let's see if the observatory tool works. I'm not sure if internet will be working here. Okay. Okay, it's working. So let's see. So this is a demo application from the team itself. You can go ahead and let me try to put these two things side by side so that it makes sense. Okay. Let me try to ask something here and see whether it gets logged here. So how many of you tried the Ghibli images? Let's see what it says about Ghibli. Ghibli is a Japanese animated studio, the highest grossing anime, and it gets an API call here. It says it's incomplete. Okay. So if you see, it tracked down the timestamp that I just asked it, and also along with what was the API that I'm calling, and it is that stream API that I'm calling, along with the stack trace, that what was the chat ID, the all the arguments along with it, and everything that I would need to say debug my application. And it's very easy to plug up as well. So in your code, you would just have to put these 3 lines to plug up an observatory tool like that. Either you ideally it is on their platform that you would have it. You can go there and maybe look into all these details that you may know. So it can happen that your LLM doesn't answer you the way you wanted, but what happens under the hood in API you do not know. So that's when this system is helpful for us. You go and you see the entire stack trace where it could be going wrong, and you get the answer from there. So that is on the observatory part. Let's get back. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is the slide deck. If you want, you can scan it and you would get reference to Pydantic and where you can get started with it. Done? Can somebody show me thumbs up if they're done? Cool. And on that note, yeah, just a bit about me. I'm a data scientist who loves to break code and get paid for that. And yeah, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can scan there. And if you have any questions, I'm open for that.